Well, for Black Americans, this is the beginning of the three-day weekend, but it's much more than an extra day off of work. It's a time to look back and reflect on the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his fight for civil rights. To help continue the work, Black state legislators across the South are introducing coordinated resolutions for economic justice. One of those legislators now joining us is State Representative London Lamar, and she is from Memphis, Tennessee. She represents the 91st District, and also back with us our BNC contributor, Atiba Madyun. Ms. Lamar, I'll begin with you. You were able to get a resolution passed in Tennessee. What does it entail, and why is it so important?
Thank you so much for this question. I passed a resolution to state the facts about how the Black median household income and Black people are economically disadvantaged compared to our white counterparts. Here in Tennessee, African Americans make up 17% of the population, but we are at the bottom of every single piece of data you can see in the state, from economics to health to education. And in order to truly embody the work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he stood for economic justice. And as young Black legislators, it is our obligation to continue his legacy and, one, state the fact that we are still disadvantaged well over 50 years later, and understand that we're going to continue to pass resolutions, legislation, and other initiatives that are going to allow us to have equal opportunities to economic opportunities, to job, to adequate education, to adequate healthcare access, if we are going to truly support and embody the work that Dr. King has done. I'm sick of symbolic notions of Dr. King. We're sick of symbols. We're tired of statues and all those things. We want real significant policy change that is going to allow the Black community to catch up to the rest of the nation. And the first step is to make sure we have access to economics and prosperity.
Ms. Lamar, before I go to Atiba Madyun, I want to ask you another question, which is in Washington, sometimes we're tone deaf. We don't get it. Right now, if you were to talk to most African Americans in this city, they would tell you that state legislatures across the South and other states are trying to block everything that Black folk do. What is it like working across the aisle in Tennessee where you are, especially on issues that affect racial justice?
It's very difficult. It's not easy. I think that it's important that we lead with facts and numbers, which is why in my resolution, I broke down the facts of how Black people are economically disadvantaged. And so did the other Black legislators across the South. In the South, Black people are more disadvantaged people across this nation. We are still behind the ball game in every issue in this country. And we are where we need to, and the South is where we need to lead the fight. Again, the South is next battleground region for this nation. But what we have to do is work across the aisle, have conversations with our Republican colleagues about how they're pushing laws that further disadvantage, and also show them the economic implications for themselves if they don't give Black people economic opportunities like they have. Again, the Brookings Institute just came out with a study last month that said white household median net worth is 10 times that of the Black household median net worth. If we want to close that racial gap and we want to close that wealth gap, we must unapologetically push legislation that's going to allow Black families to have the same opportunities as everyone else, and also be able to have conversations with our Republicans about these hard facts and making sure we're holding their feet to the fire to say that you are supporting our communities and hold you accountable to making sure you're doing right by all people.
Atiba, is Ms. Lamar working with an America that is different than the America of Dr. King? I spent a lot of time studying the Montgomery bus boycott. You were talking about people that were willing to put up with real pain inside their own families, walking to work, buildings being bombed, people being jailed, people getting fired. Now she has a constituency, but the constituency seems to be worn out. There's a Black news channel that has the voice, that gives them the voice. But guess who I don't hear from a lot? A lot of Black folk. Atiba, you're muted.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
Every year we get to celebrate Dr. King's life, with this weekend. But Benjamin May says we make a living by what we do. We make a life by how we serve. Legislators like Representative Lamar in Tennessee are all over this country. There are over 7,500 or close to 7,500 state legislators in this country. I was last in Tennessee in 2020 for the National Conference of State Legislators conference. And when I got into an Uber, the driver told me about how he was upset. I sold my house for a very low amount of money before this big resurgence and this big boom of Nashville. Anyone who's been in Nashville knows that that city is way different than it was even 10 years ago, but he can't afford to move back in the city now because he sold his home and he can't afford the prices that are there. We see that type of thing happening all over the place. And so this economic equity piece that Representative Lamar is talking about, this is something we happen all over the country. Now, I just want to say this. I mentioned NCSL because the National Black Caucus of State Legislators, which has over 700 African American state legislators around the country, they're stronger when those caucuses around the country get together and do what they're doing in terms of passing or introducing resolutions in places like Tennessee and Kentucky. But London's also, her district is also been restructured, and it's been restructured in a way that now pits her against other African Americans, which somebody's going to get pushed out. Maybe one of the older legislators, we don't know. But overall, when we talk about voting and we talk about Dr. King, I think it's really important to remember Dr. King was in the South. Most of the Black state legislators in this country today are in the South. Mississippi, the delegation in Mississippi, most of their Democratic delegation, except for maybe one, are African American. So we're planted in these places, but we need to get these stories about what's happening on the local levels and in the state levels out there more, because they need our help to push these agendas, because we're the ones who are impacted economically. We're the ones who are impacted by health. And it's legislators like her, they're all over the country. We need to hear more of them, and we need to hear them more on this station so that other people can hear their perspective and what they need from us to push legislation, because we focus so much on Washington, we forget about what's going on in the states.
So how about I do this? How about I roll out the red carpet? London Lamar, anytime you want to come back and be on this broadcast, talk to us, because we want to know what you have to say about everything from COVID to voting rights and also the insanity of the Supreme Court. Atiba Madyun, State Representative London Lamar, Godspeed and good luck. Thanks for being with us.